Om Shanti. Welcome and good evening. And so this is Soul to Soul, and this is Rose from Glasgow, InnerSpace. And we're going to talk about this evening how to make better decisions. So, at every moment there's thousands of choices that's possible, and maybe there's even more if we were to really look. And finding answers and making decisions is a second by second process. So we have to sort of look at what's in front of us, think about it, stay as calm as possible, because if we're agitated, we'll have more like a feeling of, how to get back at someone rather than make a really good decision. It's maybe not people that are involved, it could be different things. And it wouldn't be a one huge, all-changing moment that would change everything in our lives just because we made one decision. Because we've had lots of thoughts and had lots of things come in front of us, and it's not always the same decision for everything. But it's quite empowering to start that process, actually, that I can make a good decision. And when I'm thinking like this, I'm definitely thinking now in the present, because I'm looking at something carefully with my mind. And it isn't that I'll find one big answer and that will settle all my troubles. And so it could appear to be a time of many troubles, but the good news is that it's also a time of endless opportunity to change and find solutions. So I can just use my thinking, I can see more clearly what's around me, what's happening, how I'm thinking, and I can see for definite now, don't go there, don't go there. Best not to do it that way, there must be a better way, because we know that there is a result for everything that I put into motion. And there's a lot of things I might wish I hadn't said or done. And so now, if I think carefully, just don't do it. There must be a better way to do this. So that's where becoming calm and still and practicing meditation comes in. When I see myself as a spiritual being and I practice spirituality, it shows me the path to happiness. The information that I receive in Raj Yoga is life-changing. Amazing, actually. It's the information about the soul, but it won't remove all my problems overnight nor answer all my questions that I have instantly. Because one by one things come, and they come for me to look at and see what's the best way. Every second I can make a change. And this is where my power through meditation lies. Because before I would just work on emotion and think I'm going to do this, or no, I'm not doing that. I'll have to sort this out. Irrational thinking. Meditation teaches me to be more sensible, actually, more rational. So to find answers, I need to make my mind, I need to actually soothe my own mind, make it calm, and love myself, actually. Become quiet. Allow myself to feel safe. So if I can do this for myself, then the vibration coming from me will be very useful towards whatever it is that's to be looked at, whatever decision I'm going to make. Because it's when we ourselves are anxious, we can understand other people also have that anxious feeling. And I don't want to make it more of an anxious moment for someone else. So I know what it's like to feel that everything's okay, and to feel soothed and still, and that I'm in a safe space. Safe space is in my own mind. But I could offer that hospitality to others. I don't want to make people more agitated than they actually are. So I'll learn through uncomfortable feelings within myself to appreciate that others also have uncomfortable feelings. And if I'm in interaction with other people, I don't want to add to or not understand their discomfort. So I would do everything to find a good solution. So I could keep looking at myself and the drama of life, if I can keep looking at that over and over. What are the chances, or what are the choices and the chances that I have about how I can use my energy of thinking now? So it is actually quite exciting. It's very, very empowering, because a calm mind is a mind that's thinking in the present. I'm thinking in the present. I'm not thinking of the past and looking at the future and going, I'm not looking forward to this. But I'm thinking with a calm mind now in the present. And the result of that is that quietly and carefully, looking back, I can learn from the past. I can see how I was. It's very important to see how I was, because then I can understand other people better. And I can be quite confident at looking forward to possibilities of what can be created in the future. So I can look at the different aspects of time if I'm in the now. But if I'm in the past and I'm full of sorrow, or I'm full of hope for the future in the wrong way, I won't be content. I won't be content, and I won't make very good decisions, good chance that I won't. So that's the good news. So when I do meditation, it helps me to see the answer that would be most beneficial for myself, but also for other people. Because usually it's interaction with others that bring up all the emotions, or situations. But situations are quite often, unless it's the elements, situations are created by people. And we don't often trust choices that people make. So I have to learn to become very steady on that, see that everyone plays their part. Sometimes it's for me to actually fit in with things that I haven't made decisions about myself, but the only decision I've made is to accept and to be calm and steady and accept and give respect. And it's through this practice actually of meditation that I begin to see my original peaceful and loving self and the ocean of peace. And I can begin to love that one above, the divine. I can accept myself through feeling that stability of that beautiful spiritual connection. I can also uncover my weak patterns of thinking. I can see that, oh gosh, I wonder how I managed that for so long. I can see, it's not to have ego about the fact, because we didn't know. It's now that we can know. So I can see the patterns that made my mind feel so upset. So self-reflection actually keeps me on a path to create calm patterns of thought. So it's the meditation. I have to really realize without meditation I couldn't do this. And so I can create lovely, calm, reassuring for myself patterns of thinking. There's always a solution. Always a solution. There's always an answer, and nothing is ever as bad as it might seem when we first see it. There's always a way if I just stay steady and have a look. There's always a solution of some description. If I sit and think with myself, no, don't go that way, no, don't go that way, no, don't do that. And sometimes it's better not to say or do anything. Just let it go. Let it go. And so there's always an answer, and nothing is ever as bad as it might seem at first glance.
As you're speaking, I'm thinking about making decisions and reflecting that sometimes I think of decisions as a kind of forever thing, like I'm deciding this, it's a big decision, and that's it, I've made my decision and it's fixed. And kind of realising that there needs to be a bit of a balance there with flexibility, like it's a decision for now.
For now. Yeah.
So could you say something about that? I need the determination to actually make choices, but I also need to kind of stay open and reassess.
Yeah. The thing is, there's so many energy patterns, you might say, things that I've created. There's like thousands and thousands and millions. And so the decision I make right now for what's happening at this moment in time is not necessarily the decision I would make 5 minutes later for something else that comes up front. That would be okay for, it's the moment to live in the now. And I then allow so many different things to come to me to be solved. But if I make one big harsh decision, which hurts me actually, because it's like, oh, no, I made a decision about this, so I haven't stuck with that, that's it, I've made, it's not like that. I do have to learn to flex with myself and say, this is slightly different actually. This is a different situation. The time is different, the person is different. The emotions I have are vastly different. I'm very upset by this thing. And it's yet the similar thing. It seems like the same almost. So I've made a decision, so I'll do that again. No, you make another decision. And get into the habit of making those thoughtful decisions which create or come from thoughtful feelings within the soul, which makes the soul a very beautiful personality. We just couldn't be such a beautiful personality without making beautiful decisions based on how to interact with others, to value them, respect them, see them, and know that depending where they're coming from, they might not have this information, or they might not have very much of it. So I have to then make my decisions based on all of that. Then again, I may come across someone who's been doing this longer than I've been doing it, and yet I feel agitated by what they're saying or doing. I have to think my way through that one and well and see, is this my ego here? I think I know better. Do I really know better? And even if I think I do know better, then it's not the time to be shown that I think I know better. It's time for me to sort myself out and say, be very respectful and caring and loving and stay peaceful and all will be well. So it's a huge variety of different things.
Again, it's showing me that peace is really active. Again, it's not like one big mega decision and that's it. It's like constantly awareness.
Constant awareness of the wonder, really, of what we're capable of.
Another piece of advice I've had from you, which has been really helpful around decisions, is at this point in time it's unlikely that you can make a choice that will lead to the perfect situation, because in the physical realm at the moment things just aren't perfect. So you can make the best choice, but don't expect it to be absolutely perfect. Don't be disappointed. Just make a choice and
that's it.
Make the best of it.
Yeah. Because when we look at meditation, we teach ourselves to be able to mould. So it is just, you see what this interaction is from just say another person or a situation that's out with our control. If it's out with our control, there is no point trying to make it into a shape that I would like, which would cause chaos. Because that's what happens. If someone doesn't like what's on offer, it's going to create another situation. And then you're going to have to sit with yourself and say, so how could I have done that better? Could I have done that a bit better? So you just have to, it's not that you're giving in a way, but in a way you are. You just go, that's fine. You haven't let go of your principles by doing that. You just have kept a hold of them, actually, and decided not to go down the track of disturbance.
And everybody knows that you shouldn't make a decision when you're emotional. When you're really sad or really angry, that's a really poor time to make a decision. So in the practical, if I was feeling really emotional about something, what could I do, or what should I do to make a pause? Or
see, you can't talk for everyone here, because emotion is a very powerful energy. We can only speak for ourselves and maybe talk to ourselves when we're not emotional and say, look, and we know what we're like when we are emotional would be irrational. And you also can look back. We're saying you can look at the past. You can see what was the outcome from being emotional. Nothing good came from it. And once we learn meditation, we can see that when we do put a pause and say, I'm not going there, I'm just not going there, no matter what happens, I'm not going there. You can see that you think, thank goodness I didn't go there. I've been able to save that relationship. I've been able to stay friends. And I didn't feel ashamed or distressed for her being so over the top or erratic or disrespectful. And I can sit, if I sit in a morning and do meditation, I can really sort myself out. It's not that we'll never be emotional again. It's not that we'll instantly become perfect, but we'll get better. We'll get much better. And we'll find that we are making better and better decisions, which is the topic for tonight. And more that inner stability will be happening. And that inner stability gives us such a feeling of relief. So
do you think early morning is the best time?
Oh, most definitely early morning. It's a time when you've no other responsibility. It's not always a time that you're going to wake up feeling great. It doesn't mean early morning I feel so peaceful and calm. No, you can get the opposite. Because, you know, you don't know that all of the journey the soul's been on. And it doesn't mean that all around you will be peace and everyone's sort of all tucked up in silence. Sometimes it can be a whole load of chaos outside. But the more and more I understand how lucky I am to create that safety inside my own head and to feel that I'm connected to the ocean of peace. And I may even be in the company of people who are peaceful. And together we're creating a vibration. And it doesn't mean I can sit and create a vibration and suddenly all the chaos outside will stop. That doesn't really happen either. There can still be chaos. But I have put out good energy into the world. And I can, if I've got things to look at, have a more still space in my own head to look at these things. And I can share that chaos that's in my own head with the one above and find like a understanding coming to me through that. That's my experience.
So just one final question. You know, how would it fit in terms of karma if, for example, say I was going to make a very poor decision in your eyes? Would you feel that it was accurate to say that, to voice that, to inform me that it wasn't a good decision? Or do you think it's better just to let people do whatever they're going to do?
I think if we're in a position to see something that's going to hurt somebody, we should say something. But just say it and let it go. You can't sort of say, I'm telling you this and I'm forcing you this. And you have to just say, I think you made the wrong decision. It's up to you, but you could think about it and leave it at that. Otherwise, you're trying to force someone to listen to what you're saying if they're not up for it because they're in an emotional state, and you never know. I mean, this does happen over and over again, and quite often people say, thank goodness you said something to me.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. So we're going to have a few minutes meditation. So can we find a source of pure energy or power to recharge the battery of the soul? Is this possible? The soul is originally completely peaceful and powerful. And through time it becomes completely negative and weak. I'm not a physical being, I am a soul, I'm consciousness. To be recharged, and an external source of new energy is needed. And the main thing is to connect with the source of peace and power. And there is one soul who does not lose peace and power. I need to spend time with that soul, with the divine. I need to spend time with the divine to recharge the battery of I, the soul. I, the soul, am a being of beautiful light, sparkling, living energy in the center of the forehead. I am the life, the thinking life energy. I am the soul. I am the child of that one, the one above. That one teaches me how to become peaceful and thereby loving and thereby happy. To become peaceful allows me to have more loving and understanding connection with others. And this can enable the soul to feel light-hearted, friendly, cheerful, and happy. So I need to spend time with the one above, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, and recharge the battery of I, the soul. Om Shanti.